And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking about conflict and conflict theory today. Uh, and this is um, success criteria number 1 for our mini unit, our learning target about trace the development of a 20th century conflict. So conflict is a serious disagreement with at least or between two or more sides. So let's break that down a little bit. It's got to be serious. It's got to be a disagreement. And it's got to have two or more sides. So an example like homelessness, the fact that there's homeless people, that is serious, but it's sort of not a disagreement with two sides. Like there's usually not people going around saying, we want more homeless people, right? Now we could say that maybe there's factors that contribute to that people aren't caring and that's why there's homeless, but it's not really a disagreement, all right? It's not necessarily a conflict. So that is not a conflict. And when we say serious, we mean on the world history level. So even if, let's say, and I'm sorry to use a horrible example, but let's say two people get a divorce, right? That is serious. It is a disagreement. And there's usually two sides, but it's not serious in a world history sense, okay? We're talking about something that impacts world events, many different countries, things like that. Next. So that's your definition of conflict, right? You could write it in here underneath where it says conflict. You could put it down at the bottom here. What is it? Now, a better question, a more high school question is, why is there conflict? And if there's conflict, why is there violence? And there's a theory, I think it's pretty old, called conflict theory. And it's the why is there conflict and why is there violence? And it has a couple parts. And the idea is that all this stuff, resources, belief, status, and power, they're unevenly distributed. Some have a lot, some have a little, some have a little bit, some have a little bit more. They're all uneven in society, right? Like some people have a lot of money, some people don't. Some people believe in Christianity, other people believe in Islam or Muslim. Some people are really popular, other people are not. Some people have the power to pass laws in their own country just by themselves, like a dictator. Other people can't even vote. All right? Because those are uneven, and the parts that missing here is violence is a way to balance those out. So, like you have the United States Revolution, right? The people in the United States, the colonies, didn't have power over their own laws, so they took it with a revolutionary war. Okay? So resources might be oil, it might be gold. It might be people who love their own homeland. That's sort of a belief. They think it's theirs. It's what they think about it. And maybe we see a lot of conflict in the hallways over status. Things like, hey, I don't want to be embarrassed. Hey, what did you say about me? Hey, don't say that about my mom. Those are kind of status situations. Okay? Trying to protect that status. And then power has to do is, can you influence the world around you, right? So all those are going to be unevenly distributed. And if you can identify which one goes with a conflict, you've done a lot to be able to understand that conflict. And that's why we have violence. That's what this theory says. Violence is because these things are unevenly distributed.